Now, in order for you to go to that next level, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your relationship or your finances, you're going to have to take out a few people. And I would like to premise this on, there's 3 P's that we're going to need to leave behind in order to go to that next level. So the first P, oh, the wrong finger. The first P is you're going to have to leave behind certain people. Now, I want to use an analogy. Can I just have a chair over here? Can you bring a chair? And thank you very much for volunteering as well. So you can come over here. There we are. What is your name, sir?
Rakesh.
Rakesh. Now, Rakesh, can you stand on the chair quickly? Now, you can hold my hand. Now, is it easy for Rakesh to pull me up, or is it easier for me to pull Rakesh down? Okay. Can you join Rakesh over there? Okay, both of you hold my hands. I feel like I'm proposing for some reason, I'm not sure. Now, with 2 people on the chair, is it easier for them to pull me up, or is it easier for me to pull them down? To pull them down. Thank you, guys. So as you can see, sometimes in life, I know we've got a big heart. I know we want to help a lot of people. Maybe that's how you have grown up. Maybe you were the breadwinner in your family. Maybe you had to take the responsibility. But I'm here to tell you, in order to go to that next level, and in this illustration, those individuals that were standing here were the negative individuals in your life. Those individuals that is not adding absolutely no value. And I know you know who it is. You're sitting there on the chair and you're thinking, Randall, I know who you're talking about. Don't look to the left or the right. It's my... So that's key number 1. You're going to have to leave those negative individuals behind. Now, let me just hear, out of interest sake, do I have any single individuals in the house? Come on, any single ladies, men? Yeah? I see some men looking so excited around. Let me see who's... Now, I was speaking to one of my lady friends around Valentine's Day, and she was really, really down in the dumps, and she was a little bit depressed, and she was saying, you know what, Randall, I just really want someone right now, and I just can't handle it anymore. You know, ladies, those moments where you're sitting in front of the TV, watching your favorite movie, Vandana, having that tub of ice cream on your leg, and you have that mini spoon in that big tub. And I shared with this analogy. I have a few friends that are very much into fishing. Now, in the fishing industry, there's something that's called your downtime is your prep time. Now, I'm going to speak on relationships just a little right now. Your downtime is your prep time. And what that basically means, it means that when the fishermen are not catching fish, they are using that time to mend those nets. They're using that time to see what areas of the nets need some fixing. Now, you might be single right now. Whoever raised their hands, you might be single right now. But I want to encourage you to use that downtime as you are single as your prep time. Think back in those relationships that you were in and think, what didn't work out? What happened in those past relationships? You see, many a times we are fishing with broken nets. And then we wonder, why cannot we contain the fish? Why ain't my relationships working? So I want to encourage you with that. So number 1, we got to leave those negative people behind. Number 2, we're going to have to leave certain things from our past behind. Now, I was walking down Young Street. I just walked past Young and Gerard, and there's a place called Evergreen. It's a community center for underprivileged young adults. Have anyone seen that? Yeah, Evergreen? Yeah. And there was this young man sitting on the sidewalk, and he was really sick. He looked very depressed. And I walked past, and I couldn't help but just stand there and look. And I was looking, and then I saw suddenly one of the Evergreen individuals, consultants, came up to him, and he asked him a question. He asked, would you like me to help you? He asked the man sitting there, would you like me to help you? And at first I thought, What kind of question is that? Of course, he's sitting there. He's looking like he needs some food. He probably needs a job. How can you ask the guy, would you like me to help you? Now, I'm not sure what happened in that situation, but I know when I came back, the guy was still sitting over there. And then I realized sometimes our outer actions says one thing, whereas our inner actions and convictions says something completely different. You see, we've got to want to get better. You see, we've got, it's something that we have to will at. Many a times we want to get better, our actions show it, but we have contradicting inner beliefs. And you know, sadly enough, I believe some people like being sick. Some people like the attention they get when they are down and out. They like the misery. They like the pity. And my question to you today is, have you developed a society, a culture out of your disability? There are twins, and they were raised by an alcoholic father. The one twin was a complete alcoholic, and they asked the twin, so tell me, why are you an alcoholic? And the twin said, because I was raised by an alcoholic. The second twin, he didn't touch a drop of alcohol. And they asked him, so tell me, why haven't you drank alcohol? And his response was, because I was raised by an alcoholic. You get that? Two similar scenarios, two different outcomes. So firstly, we've got to leave those negative people. We've got to leave those negative people. And secondly, we've got to leave our negative past behind. And thirdly, and I'm going to end off with this. I see your hand there, Curtis. And lastly, it's okay, I'm talking in the air. And lastly, in order to go to that next level, we've got to change our programming. So firstly, we know we've got to leave those negative. We've got to leave our negative. And we got to, I see pass. And thirdly, we got to change our programming. So programming. Now, we all know with a PC, with a laptop, the laptop has default settings. And of course, the default settings is it's programmed coding to tell the PC, you know what? No matter what happens, this is the settings that you're going to go back to. You can change the font. When you get out of there and come back in, it's going to go to its default settings. Now, this is how many of us, we live our lives. We come to networking events, we get all pumped up, we get contacts, but when we go back home, we go back to our default settings. We want to be around certain people because we get happy around them, they pump us up, but when we go back home, we go back to our default settings. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I'm sick and tired of going back to settings of the past. Going back to settings that is not progressive. How many of us are sick and tired of going back to things we don't want to go back to? But just by the raise of your hands. Now, that indicates to me that you are willing to change your default settings. Turn to two people sitting next on the left and right and say, let's change our default settings. Come on, just nudge your partner on the left and right and say, let's change our default settings. Oh, we're changing it tonight. We're changing it tonight.